Okay guys, how's it going? Today we are going to National Park Manuel Antonio. Today we have Elfrin. I'm so bad at this. And Carla. And then behind here we have our guide for the day, Jason. And he's going to be showing us around the park and basically helping us find some animals and all that cool stuff. So let's get going. We're about to buy our tickets and enter. Okay guys, so we are just buying the tickets right now. You have to buy the tickets at Cupa Alianza. It's right in front of the park. But what you can also do is buy your tickets online. The cost for tourists right now is like almost 20 bucks or something like that. And then for locals, it's about 2,000 colones. So. Okay guys, we just entered the park and we're just gonna go along this little trail now. ¿Cómo se llama este sendero?
Perezoso.
Perezoso. Sloth.
The sloth trail.
Sloth trail. So we're gonna go along here and see what we can find.
Good morning guys, once again nice to meet you. My name is Jason. I'm gonna be your tour guide for the day. So just to explain you a little bit more about what we're going to do or what is going to be our plan. So we're starting right here in Bay 1, which is part of the Sloth Trail, which is the main trail that is going to lead us down to Manuel Antonio Beach, which by the way is one of the most beautiful beaches of Costa Rica. So, but before to get there, we're going to jump into another trail, which is going to be the waterfall one. Probably over here we're going to find different species of reptiles plus different species of plants and trees which are unique to that part of the ecosystem. As we're going to follow through the trail and we get to Monotonous Beach, over there we're going to take a break for about 25 minutes up to half an hour. So for that way you guys can swim for a little bit and enjoy one of the most beautiful beaches of Costa Rica. Right after that we're going to jump into South Espadilla area. Over there we're going to appreciate another unique ecosystem for this national park, which is called Gallery Forest. And after that, we're going to cross the Mangrove Estuary Forest area until we exit the national park. I don't know if you guys have any kind of questions before we start? No? Are we good?
No.
Ready to see some animals? Well, let's go. Pinanolis. Muy parecido a lo que son las lagartijas estas de Jesucristo. Son un grupo de lagartijas que están para Costa Rica representadas como por 71 especies. They blow them up. So, and inside of their dulab, you will see a color, which is the one that they use for, for example, from all the species, all of them they use different colors because for that way they can use different signals to attract the females. So chicas, they get super excited when they see like then the male pulls out the dulab because they know it's show time, right? So when the female see that, she can make a decision quickly to basically first to differentiate if what she's seeing is another female. So the male does that to let her know like, hi, my name is Julio, welcome to my house. Netflix and chill. But after that, the female with the color, she can tell if the pretender is a good choice or not. If it's going to be the right fit for her. And after that she sees that in macroseconds, I don't know how girls they do that, but just in macroseconds, she's gonna
yes or no?
let her know, yes, you're my type, or no, you're next.
Next.
Many of the animals that I'm capable to recognize is not just by seeing them. Also, one of the skills that you have to develop as a guide is that you have to learn to listen. So when you start to listen, you will start to recognize, for example, birds, which they live up in the canopy, sub-canopy, or even close to the ground. So there is a bird and it has been constantly making calls as we have followed through this trail, and it's called yellow crowned euphonium. However, this type of a species, it lives in the canopies. So it's kind of hard just to see it by naked eyes. So instead of like talking about it, I'm gonna show you how it looked like, at least. The yellow crowned euphonium is a small yellowish bird, as the name is said. You can see then that the crown is yellow. By the way, the crown is this part which is on the top, right? So in this case, the male, this is how the male look like, but this is how the female look like. They are very different. The female, they have this greenish olive color because at the moment of nesting it's highly necessary that she blends in with the local ecosystem. Otherwise, potential predators, they can find her very easy. That's why males are very handsome and they are easy to find, which means that they are more depreded than females. Eso es la representación de la fruta. Eso es para que las personas que son ciegas vean esto.
tocar, ajá,
Sí, eso
es
sí,
braille.
sí, braille. Entonces ellos llegan y sienten la textura de la fruta.
So we are about no, not even halfway, like into part number 4. So I don't know exactly how far that is. I'd have to look at a map to actually be exact. But we're gonna see if the waterfall is open. We just passed one of the paths right now and it's closed. So due to like the COVID thing, I don't know why they closed certain paths, but that's just how it is. And we've already seen some pretty cool stuff. We've seen some lizards, crabs, and some birds. So we'll continue and see what else we can find.
Usted verá ahí representaciones de los colibríes y cómo ellos se vestían como colibríes.
O sea, ellos se pelean y se matan.
Los colibríes son extremadamente violentos, con sonados, se arrancan las plumas, son extremadamente violentos.
En mi casa siempre llega uno en la tarde, uno verde.
No verdecito, con la cola roja.
Creo que sí. Hay unas platanitas.
Allá arriba donde está, ahora está mucho mejor. So in Costa Rica, when we're talking about hummingbirds, we're talking about 52 species, which they could be seen here in Costa Rica in different ranges of area. We're talking about from the 0 meters of the sea level up to over than 3,000 meters above the sea level. We're talking about between 11,000 to 12,000 feet above the sea level. So here in the Central Pacific of Costa Rica, we have a unique species of hummingbird, which is called Mangrove Hummingbird, which is only seen in the Central Pacific of Costa Rica around the mangrove estuary forest areas. They cannot be seen, or it haven't been reported being seen in any areas outside of that spot. The hummingbird that we were seeing a few seconds ago is called a scaly-breasted hummingbird. During this time of the year, the scaly-breasted male start to vocalize in order to found females in this area. So something which could be seen as a fun fact is that hardly never is seen the type of nest that this hummingbird creates, which mostly some of the hummingbirds of Costa Rica, they do a small nest which is similar to the size of an espresso cup of coffee. However, in this case, this one, it does a cone shape, which it gives more stability around the mangrove estuary forest areas. Hummingbirds are very well known for their unique sight, which is very small. However, one crazy fact is that people, they don't know hummingbirds for being very violent. However, hummingbirds are extremely violent, and even more during the mating season. That's why the male vocalize very loud in order to tell, hey guys, this is my land, this is my territory, here's where I find my girls, please stay away. And then also for the case of the female, it says, chicas, all of you are welcome to my house, this is open season, I'm single, I'm looking for a new chick, I'm looking for a new love. And if things they go well, the female is going to ride, the male is going to make a unique display, which is basically going up and down in the sky and making different shapes, which the female at the end of the day is going to think, well, this is the right guy, or I'm sorry, we're not the right fit nets. So the life of a hummingbird, it could be very complicated because, believe it or not, most of the species then they have been documented, they cannot see in colors, so they see black and white. And also hummingbirds, believe it or not, they have a few disadvantages versus other birds, which is first, their size. Just imagine being the size of a hummingbird and it start to rain. So imagine how hard it will be like to fly like with that size. Also, Another disadvantage than these birds they have is then they don't really walk. If you ever seen a hummingbird landing up to a branch, you will see them, they just stay there stationary. You will not see them walking up and down in branches or jumping around like any other birds. Well, plus with those beautiful colors, the last thing that you want is then predators, they can tell about your position, making unique displays of these colors. So it's better just for the hummingbird just to land and stay still, so for that way they cannot be seen and they can blend in even more with the local ecosystem. Los manglares uno los distingue por el tipo de ramificaciones que tiene, por las ramas o por las raíces. Y a veces ya uno con un poco más de experiencia lo puede usar por la hoja. Por ejemplo, si usted agarra y le da vuelta esta hoja, uno tal vez esta no, vamos a ver esta así, esta más o menos. ¿Ven estos puntitos negros? Esos puntos negros son glándulas que le permite a la planta secretar sal. Por eso es que este árbol sobrevive dentro de lo que es el área de manglar.
There's a lot of closed paths, which is kind of unfortunate because we really wanted to like explore to the maximum, but we'll just have to come back another time and do the whole thing.
Welcome to the mangrove, guys.
So if you guys noticed, the environment has like completely changed. We're now into like more of like a mangrove area, and that's why you see like all these trees, and the water here is brackish, which means there's half salt, half fresh water, so it's like all the ocean water comes here. And the mangroves are actually really important. What they do is they help to clean out the ocean, because when the tide rises, all of the junk that's in the ocean comes up here and gets trapped in the trees, and then when the tide goes back down, it carries out only clean water. So it's actually a very interesting thing. And then yeah, if you notice, like before we were in more of like a jungle environment with a lot more humidity, more trees, and more canopy. This is just lower trees. Just arrived to the beach. This is Manuel Antonio Beach, right?
No.
Espadilla. Espadilla. So, if you can see here, it's like super beautiful. There's lots of shade, nice trees. The only thing you gotta be careful for is the monkeys not stealing your stuff. But like, this is just gorgeous. Like, this is definitely one of the best beaches that there is in the area, in the country, I would say.
Color blanco, que es color rojo, o que es otro color, pero usted no va a decir, bueno, un líquen es la formación entre un hongo y una alga, entonces ¿dónde está el hongo? ¿Dónde está la alga? No se ven, pero por ejemplo, usted sí se puede ver las manos, ¿verdad? Pero usted no se puede ver las bacterias que usted tiene en las manos, es un mutualismo.
So we're currently walking along the beach trail, and I'm pretty sure this is still Espadilla, Playa Espadilla, and then we're going to be coming along to Manuel Antonio soon. And then there is another park somewhere there, and I think we've just found something, so let's see.
It was eating a hermit crab.
Really?
Monkeys, you never back down. Otherwise, they will think that you're afraid of them and they will start to play. That tree is called a stinky toad. They have like long branches, right? So when the flower comes out, it's very stinky. So local people, they call it like a stinky toad.
Okay, so now we're at Playa Manuel Antonio. And I actually remember this one from when I was like a little kid and I used to come here. And we used to like do some like snorkeling and stuff over there. There's like some really cute little colored fish and stuff. But I think we're gonna continue on the adventure and see if we can go find a sloth or something because it's like the one thing we want to find. And Carla's finding crabs. No quiere salir. Ahí está.
Traten de ponerlo siempre donde lo encontraron, porque los ermitaños duran como 2 años para encontrar el sitio de apareamiento. Y, por ejemplo, el sitio de apareamiento de ellos es 1 metro, ¿verdad? Y usualmente la gente llega y lo mueva 2 años a la verga.
¿Están disfrutando?
Tal vez ahí, vea, ¡pum! Pone un huevecito chiquitito. Dale.
¿Tan rápido?
Sí. Los pone por todos lados. Vamos a ver si pone un huevo. Pegó uno ahí. Costa spider. They are like housekeepings. They help the golden orb weaver to take all the trash. And by the way, if we're talking about trash, there is the trash bin right there, where all the insects that have been left behind. Oh, what is left behind? Which, by the way, is the food of the male. But right now, I don't see. Well, here is a juvenile male right here.
Oh,
look
wow.
the size of that thing. Vea, un macho juvenil, a juvenile male, really tiny.
I can barely even see it.
Yes.
Like
Female is 20 times bigger than the male, so.
Right there, that little red dot.
Yeah. Hey guys, come.
Oh wow, guys, look.
This is real. Right here is your surprise. Finally, the three-toed sloth, and we have been looking for all day long. Well, inside of Manuel Antonio National Park, you can find 2 different species of sloths, which is the 2-toed sloth and 3-toed sloth. Perhaps the most famous one among of all different species of sloths, which is the 3-toed sloth, which is the one that you're going to see in a movie called Zootopia. Yeah, right on the DMV. So the 2-toed sloth versus 3-toed sloth, besides of the amount of fingernails that they have, their external color of their fur, it makes or plays a major role for them and for us as tourists to make a difference between the 2 different species. Here in Manuel Antonio, perhaps it could be one of the best national parks of Costa Rica to find the 3-toed sloth and 2-toed sloth. With all the visited national parks that I have been so far, this one perhaps it could be one of the best ones. And well, the sloths are animals which are in the measure of their life are highly solitary. Just during their mating season, you will see the male and the female together. After that, each one of them, they are or in their own different ways, or they be apart. During the whole year, perhaps it could be one of the best relationship advice, right? You need your own personal space. However, these animals, they remain in the canopy of the trees, which could be perhaps the most safest spot for them. Because here in the national park, their main predator, which is the harpy eagle, is not found here. Very unfortunate. It is an endangered species, which is mostly found around Panama and sometimes between borders of Panama and Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. 3-toed sloth is an animal which their external coloration is about grayish color. Sometimes it could be like greenish too. They grow a green algae, which it helps this animal to camouflage even more. The 3-toed sloth, it has a mutualistic relationship between this algae and their fur, which it helps to the algae to keep spraying around the canopy of the trees and the sloth to have a different type of camouflage. In the case of the three-toed sloth, and this is only available for the brown-throated three-toed sloth species, which is the female, it has a black stripe coming from the back of their neck down to their tail. The male, it has an opening patch, which is like, it's gonna look like a circular marking. That is going to be quite obvious for them to make a difference between male and female. Just imagine being a sloth and trying to see who is the male and who is the female in the canopy of the trees. It will be very, very hard. So these animals, just by showing off their back, they're capable to recognize who is who. In the case of the two-toed sloth, I don't know how they do that, because there is no external difference, or there is not like a sexual dimorphism that you can use to tell this is the male and this is the female. We cannot tell as a tour guide, because at the moment then the two-toed sloth has babies, the female is the one which is going to carry on the babies. In the case of all the sloth, male is going to be there just for the mating process, and after that I'm gonna see you next year, hopefully. If not, it will be a shame, but the male doesn't participate in any role taking care of any chicks.
Okay guys, so we are kind of like on the path to head back. We just saw sloth and howler monkeys, we've seen white-faced monkeys, we've seen TT monkeys. We've pretty much seen everything you can see here. Well, we haven't seen any snakes or frogs, but we still have time, But honestly, without having a guide on this tour, it would be really difficult to find any of the stuff that we found today. Well, maybe except the white-faced monkeys, because they're just like attacking your stuff everywhere. Oh look, we've got more monkeys! As I was saying, like, honestly, without having a guide here, this would be way more difficult to actually see anything cool, because he knows everything, right? Like, he knows what to hear, he knows where to look, and it's just super helpful, right? It's like a real learning experience. He has so much information to share with us. And yeah, like, honestly, this has been such a great tour. I would definitely recommend it for anyone who's interested. Like, the paths are easy for walking, they have braille on the signs, so like there's literally no excuse to not come here. But definitely get a guide. Contact Jason, he's with Wacko Tours, and I'm gonna put the links in the description below so you guys can find him when you come down to Costa Rica. And yeah, this is so great. Like, I definitely recommend it, like 100%. This is one of the most important trees in the whole country. Okay guys, so we are coming to the exit of the park right now, and I'm gonna finish the video here. We're gonna head home. So don't forget to check out Wacko Tours with Jason. I'm gonna put all the information in the description below. And don't forget to comment and like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you next time, guys.